What if Itachi was brother of Madara Uchiha? Hey everyone. Welcome back to Nothing But Anime. We're diving into part 9 of our all-new series, What if Itachi was brother of Madara Uchiha series today. If you're enjoying the journey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting content. Now, let's get into it and see where this adventure takes us next. Itachi steps back, dodging Izuna's swipe to his face. He holds his hands out at his waist to keep himself balanced while backstepping. Izuna's Sharingan spins in his eyes tauntingly. There is a teasing grin that nearly splits his face in two. What's wrong, Itachi? Izuna asks tauntingly. He even gives off a little laugh. You're a little slow today. Are you under the weather? Itachi lets out a little sigh, but says nothing. It's been a few days since he spoke with the elders and was given that cryptic message by Kaichiharu. His birthday was coming up, 16, and he had to perform the Uchiha coming-of-age ceremony as part of the main branch. He had to do battle with the clan leader to prove that he was a man. Izuna had to do it, and it was an amazing fight. He got creamed, but it was still amazing. But Itachi was the secret weapon of the Uchiha clan. People were eagerly awaiting his fight with Itachi because it was a legitimate battle between Itachi and his brother. It would prove who was stronger. Itachi didn't really care, but his clan was, and by default, the Senju were invited to come too. Itachi rolls his eyes. He doesn't have the desire to play these games with Izuna. He's too cocky and arrogant. Itachi loves him to death, but sometimes he's just too much to deal with. The thing about it is that Itachi wouldn't trade his arrogant ass for the world. They were his brothers, he would love them forever, no matter what personality quirks they had. But regardless of what he wants, Itachi will play these games. It is what Izuna wants, so Itachi will play. I thought I was supposed to at least try and make you look good first, brother, Itachi says softly. Izuna's smile falters slightly. Madara, who was standing off to the side, viewing their match alongside Hashirama and a few Uchiha and Senju. Arrogant, Izuna mutters, his smile filling back up again. And here I was worried that you weren't a real Uchiha. Itachi smiles coyly. It's because of clansmen like you, Izuna, that make everyone in the world think that we are pompous assholes. I just want to prove to them all that it's a personal choice, not genetic. Madara grins at that while Izuna gives the youngest brother a haughty look. Itachi gives his chin a little jerk but doesn't goad any more than that. It wasn't really in his nature to be like that. You're cute, Itachi, Izuna says flatly. Itachi grins. That's what they call me, the cute brother, Itachi says mirthfully. Okay, maybe he had another one in him. Madara barks out a laugh. Even Hashirama laughs at that. Izuna grins back at Itachi before lunging at him. The youngest Uchiha brother falls backward onto his back, throwing his legs out, catching Izuna in the stomach and launching him over Itachi's body. Izuna manages to get a hand into the dirt, pushing off the ground, and landing on his feet on the other side of Itachi. Itachi rolls toward his brother, letting his leg shoot out and hit Izuna in the chest, catching the older brother off guard before jumping on top of him, kicking his weapon away before bringing the kunai in his down to Izuna's throat, holding it there. One knee pressed into Izuna's chest while his right foot is planted onto Izuna's left wrist, holding it in place. Shit! Izuna rasps, having difficulty breathing under Itachi's weight on his chest. Okay. Get your fat ass off of me, Itachi. Itachi blinks down at his brother. Slowly. Do you think that I'm still out of it, brother? Should I try and get my point across more? Do you need more of a demonstration? Hell no, Izuna grunts. Get off of me. The weather is great up here, Itachi says playfully. Izuna glares at him. Fuck, fine. I give. Now get off. Itachi smiles, stepping off his brother, slipping the kunai back into his pouch and holding a hand out for his brother. Izuna takes a moment to catch his breath before reaching out to take Itachi's hand and letting his little brother pull him to his feet. Itachi slides his kunai back into his pouch and pats his brother on the shoulder before looking over at Madara. Very good, Madara says, walking over to them. You got a little cocky in the end, Izuna. Izuna glares at the ground for a moment before smiling easily at them. Okay, yeah, but you look a little out of it, Itachi. Are you alright? I'm good, Itachi says, dusting off his pants. I just haven't gotten much sleep recently. Madara tilts his head to the side. Are you alright? Do you want me to ask Hashirama to take a look at you? Do you need me to look at you, Itachi? Hashirama asks, stepping up next Madara, glancing down at his best friend before looking over at Itachi. His eyebrows are pulled together in genuine worry. I can, without a problem. Itachi shakes his head, waving his hand around dismissively. No, I'm fine. I'm just excited for my birthday, I guess, so it's been a bit difficult to sleep at night right now. But don't worry, I'm okay. Izuna, Madara and Hashirama all stare at him without any shift in expression. They take a moment to look at one another before Izuna says, Did you guys believe any of that bullshit? Because I didn't. Itachi rolls his eyes and crosses his arms over his chest. Funny. I'm fine. Now what's on the agenda today? Itachi asks. Are you sure you don't want me to take a look at you? Hashirama asks, eyebrows still pulled together tightly. Itachi stares at him for a moment, wondering how someone can be pure, so genuinely kind. If it was Itachi, he would have been exhausted before too long. He just didn't know how Hashirama could be so kind all the time. Thank you for your concern, but I'm okay. Just tired. Itachi says, shifting his weight from one leg to the other. Maybe I should go home for today and get some more sleep. Itachi knew that worried look on Madara's face and the one creeping up on Izuna's. If he didn't offer something they may approve of to rectify his tired energy, then they would probably keep pursuing it until Hashirama took a look at him. And if that happened, then he might learn why Itachi is tired all the time, and that's the last thing Itachi wants. No one can know. Madara seems a bit happier with the suggestion. Good idea, he says. Your birthday is coming up, and so is our battle. Make sure to get plenty of rest and be in tip-top shape by then. Remember, you are representing our clan and our clan's strength. Show these weak forest dwellers and their prancy leader what a real battle is. Madara says, smiling a playful half-smile at Itachi, but it's obvious that it's directed at Hashirama. Hashirama laughs, easing up a bit, thankfully not offended by his best friend's words. He smiles down at Madara a bit before turning his attention back to Itachi. But really, Itachi, you've been awfully pale for a few days now. If something is wrong, please come to me for help. All right? His eyebrows pull back together again, in worry. Itachi nods. I'm good, but if something happens I'll let you know. Itachi says simply, lying coming so easy to him. It always has. He feels bad about it. He does every single time he lies to Madara and Izuna, even to Hashirama. A part of him wants to tell them what's wrong. Tell them about what he's going through and how much pain he's in. But he can't. He can't summon the words or even muster the courage. Itachi is afraid. He's afraid that if he admits to something being wrong and there actually is, and it's something as bad as he fears that it is, he won't be able to hunt those that killed his brother. He won't be able to find them. He won't be able to make them pay for what they did. He can't be concerned with anything else so long as Maroom is left unavenged. I'm going home. Call me if you need me, Itachi says softly, turning away from his brother and Hashirama to head for their shared home. Get some sleep, Madara says. I'll come and see how you are in a few hours, all right? Worry-wort. Itachi mutters but waves his hand around above his head to show that he heard his eldest brother's words. Itachi glances over his shoulder for a moment to see his brothers and Hashirama both turning away to talk about who knows what, letting Itachi off the hook for the time being. On Itachi's way back to his home, he spots someone he didn't expect to see sitting in the middle of a circle of trees with a board sitting in front of him. He's staring down at it intently, white hair practically glowing in the sunlight despite being in the shade of the tree at his back. Itachi takes a moment to look around to see if there is anyone else around. There isn't, before he makes his way over to the white-haired man, stopping a few feet in front of him. Tobirama is bent over a shogi board. He looks up at Itachi as the younger boy approaches. Hey! Itachi says softly, tilting his head to the side. Tobirama gives a little nod. Hey! Playing shogi? Itachi asks, nodding down to the board game in front of the Senju heir. Tobirama takes a moment to look down at the board, almost as if he forgot that it was there, before looking back up at Itachi and nodding once more. Yeah. Do you play? Itachi nods. Yes, Madara and I used to play whenever he had free time. Did you and Hashirama play? Or you and Itama? Tobirama nods. Hashirama and I. Itama doesn't like to sit still for long, he doesn't have patience for shogi. Itachi raises an eyebrow. Really? I guess I never thought that Hashirama would be the type of person who would be able to sit around and focusing on something slow-paced like shogi. Tobirama smiles a bit, faintly. Yeah, he wasn't at first, but as he aged, he matured. I think. Itachi laughs lightly. You don't sound so sure about that. I'm not, Tobirama admits, his smile fading to a neutral expression. Would you like to play? If you have time. Itachi nods, lowering himself to the dirt in front of Tobirama. I've got time. I'm a little tired so my brothers want me to get some rest. I don't think they'll mind me doing this for a bit. But forgive me if my game isn't top-notch. How many times have you played Madara? Tobirama asks, resetting the pieces on the board. A couple dozen times, Itachi says, running his fingers through his long black hair, working out he knots. And how many times have you won against him? Tobirama asks, eyes downcast to the board. Itachi doesn't respond right away. He just looks around for a moment before saying, softly, every time. Tobirama pauses for a moment before looking up at Itachi with hooded red eyes, as if he wasn't certain what Itachi said. The young black-haired boy just stares back at him. Tobirama looks around, thinking about it for a second before lowering his eyes back to the game board. He finishes setting up the rest of the game before nodding slowly. Well, let's see how good you are, Itachi. Tobirama waves his hand over the board before looking up at Itachi. You can go first. Itachi nods and makes the first move. The two men sit in silence as they play, not looking at each other while the game goes on. Tobirama relaxes back against the tree trunk behind him. One leg bent at the knee with his elbow settled against it and dangling between his legs while the other is flat and angled away from the board slightly. He's focused on the game, pausing only to sense the world around them, before he continues focusing down at the game. Itachi has his legs pulled up to his chest with his left cheek resting against his knees while his body is tilted to the side so that he can play with his right hand while his right is resting against the ground by his ankles. Itachi has mild sensing abilities. It's practically nothing compared to Tobirama's legendary sensing abilities, so he just lets Tobirama be in charge of their protection. He trusts the white-haired man's sensing abilities. If Tobirama doesn't sense anyone coming, then Itachi is relatively sure that they haven't nothing to worry about for the moment. After a long silence that feels like it stretched on for hours, but was probably only a couple of minutes, Tobirama finally looks up at him and asks, "How are you feeling?" Itachi looks up at him and blinks slowly. "Why does everyone keep asking me that?" Tobirama huffs a bit. "You look sick, Itachi. Your face is really pale." Itachi presses his cheek against his knee a bit more and closes his eyes for a moment, tired by this conversation. He feels like he's had it 100 times the last few months. He opens his eyes again and says, "I'm okay. I'm just tired." He lets out a little sigh. "I'm okay, I promise. I just want everyone to focus on this village. I want it too." A pause, then, "You have no room to talk, by the way, being as pale as you are." Tobirama looks at Itachi with intense red eyes. He huffs again, a bit amused. "Touché." They continue to play in silence for a few more minutes. It's Tobirama who speaks again. "My brother is worried about you." Itachi's head jerks up slightly, looking at Tobirama confused. "Which brother?" "Hashirama." A pause. "Well, and Itama. But Hashirama is actually annoying about it." Itachi rests his head against his knees again. "My brothers worry about me a lot. I don't need your brothers to worry about me too." Itachi says softly, not angry or really annoyed. In fact, he's flattered. He's happy that there is good people out there that do care about him. But in the end, it just makes this entire situation harder for him. "I know," Tobirama says simply. "I get that it can get annoying, but unfortunately my brother really likes you. You can't easily escape Hashirama Senju once he's latched onto you. It doesn't matter how long you've known him. He's like a parasite. Feeding off of you, you can't easily get rid of him." Itachi lets out a little laugh. "I guess Madara's a good example of that, huh?" Tobirama nods. "He's the perfect example of such a thing." Itachi lets out another laugh. "My brother is mean," Itachi says softly, drawing Tobirama's red eyes up to him. He's mean to Hashirama, I know he is. Some of the things he says are mean, but don't doubt it for a moment, Tobirama, my brother does like yours. He firmly believes that Hashirama is a good man. He's even told me on occasion when we were still at war that if he had to trust any Senju, it would be Hashirama, and it would be without a single doubt." Tobirama stares at him for a moment, blinking slowly. "I see. But why would you tell that to me? My brother can be mean to everyone, but more so for Hashirama. I don't know if you noticed, but that's just how he is. It's not okay, but I don't want you to doubt my big brother's intentions. Madara and Izuna are very good brothers. They are very good people. They want this alliance with the Senju to work. I just worry sometimes that it may not seem like that to people who don't really know them." Itachi says slowly, letting his dark eyes slip closed for a moment. He can feel his long lashes brush his cheeks. "My brothers are good. I would hate for someone to genuinely think otherwise." Tobirama doesn't say anything for a moment, staring down at the shogi board in thought. Once he's got his thoughts in order, he looks back up at Itachi and says, "I believe you." Itachi's eyes open to stare back at him. "Do you?" Tobirama nods. "Yes, I believe you, and I believe in Madara and Izuna. At the beginning of this alliance I had some concerns, but it is getting easier for them to be lessened over time. I do want this alliance to work as well. As annoying as my brother is, Hashirama is a really good judge of character, and while I was worried in the beginning, I trust him and his instincts. He's very rarely wrong about people." Itachi smiles softly, moving to stand slowly. He brings his arms above his head and stretches out. He lets his body crack and pop for a moment before relaxing, looking down at Tobirama with a soft smile. "Thank you for saying that to me. I think I needed to hear it." Tobirama tilts his head in confusion. "For saying what?" "For saying that Hashirama was worried about me and that he was a good judge of character," Itachi says quietly, staring down at Tobirama with large, half-lidded dark eyes. "It makes me feel better about my life choices." Tobirama's eyebrows pull together. "How so?" Itachi leans down and moves the winning piece into place, staring into Tobirama's eyes and smiles secretively. "Thank you for the match, Tobirama. I would like to play again sometime." Itachi straightens up and turns away from the white-haired Senju and heads home. Itachi opens his eyes, feeling someone running their fingers through his hair. He turns slightly, his back was turned to the door and window. Madara is sitting at his side, staring down at him. It's dark outside. "What time is it?" Itachi mumbles, voice thick with sleep. "Nighttime," Madara says simply, retracting his hand from Itachi's hair. "It's almost dinner time. Are you hungry?" He wasn't really, but Itachi didn't want to give Madara any more reason to be upset and worried over him. So he nods. "Yeah," he says softly. "What are you doing in here?" "To get me for dinner." Madara nods. "Partly. I wanted to check on you too. Your forehead is burning, Itachi. Please tell me if you aren't feeling okay." Madara says softly, a frown prominent on his face. Itachi sighs, rolling onto his back. "I'm okay," Itachi says, sounding like a broken record. "I was sleeping, brother. Your body temperature rises while you sleep." Madara lets out a long, drawn-out sigh. He runs his hair through his wild black mane, grumbling under his breath for a moment, not knowing what to do. He slaps his palm against his forehead. "Damn it, Itachi," Madara mutters. I don't want to play this game anymore. If you're feeling unwell, it's fine. Everyone gets sick every once in a while. You aren't going to be in trouble for it. I promise. I know you don't want us doting on you, but that doesn't mean you should just ignore what your body is trying to tell you. Madara snaps, pissed off now. Uchiha stubbornness be damned. Itachi, you are by far the most stubborn person I have ever met in the entire world. Itachi closes his eyes, not wanting his shame to show on his face. He knows he's not hiding his sickness well, but he can't bring himself to admit that something is wrong. He can't have anything holding him back from avenging Maroom. If Madara knew that he was sick and it is as bad as Itachi believes that it is, then Itachi is going to die. This sickness, gnawing on him from the inside, slowly but surely, is killing him. He knows that this is going to be the thing that kills him, he can just feel it. If he acknowledges it and lets people know about it, then Madara and Izuna will shift their focus from building up the village and hunting for Maroom's and Kawarama's murders. But if they knew he was sick, then they wouldn't be as focused on those things anymore. They wouldn't focus on the things that were important anymore, they would be focusing on him. Madara's right. Itachi isn't a big fan of being doted on, but that's not the main reason that he didn't want his brothers to know. He doesn't want them to forget about the village and Maroom. Itachi isn't more important than them being the village, Maroom, and even Kawarama. Itachi sits up, slowly scooting closer to Madara and wrapping his arms around his older brother, pressing Madara's face to his shoulder. I'm okay, Madara. Itachi lies. I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me. I'm going to be fine. Focus on the village, okay? I know that you were worried about me, but this is your dream. If something happens that I can't handle, I'll let you know, I promise. Madara lets out another long, deep sigh. I'm worried about you, Itachi. You never say anything if something is wrong. I'm okay? Itachi says softly, pressing his hand against the back of Madara's head. Trust me, brother. I'm going to be okay. Focus on your dream. It's your time to be happy, Madara. Don't worry about me. Like hell I'm going to do that. Madara snaps, pulling back. His single visible eye is narrowed. You are my baby brother, Itachi and Kami, damn it. As much as you don't like it, you were cursed with a big brother that fucking loves you. 2 big brothers. No, 3. Maroom wouldn't want you to be in pain because of him. He wouldn't want you to blame yourself for his death. Hell, he probably wouldn't even want us to avenge his death, but that doesn't matter. I was only given 3 little brothers, Itachi. One was taken away from me and I almost lost another one. I am not going to lose another one. Okay? Do you hear me, Itachi? It's just not going to happen. Itachi nods slowly, jaw snapped shut. He didn't know what to say. He didn't even dare to open his mouth for fear of everything slipping through his lips. He knew that he was hurting his brothers, but he had his mind made up. He wasn't going to tell them about it. He wasn't going to let them worry about him anymore. They all have things that they have to do. Kaichiharu was right. If the Reaper wasn't able to hold on to him and pull him into the afterlife, then there is no way in the world that these murders are going to be able to get away from him. He will hunt them tot he ends of the earth. He will find them and kill them. Be damned the consequences. Because if Madara is right about one thing, it's a combination of these 2 things. Itachi has 3 brothers that love him, and he's one of the most stubborn people on the planet. I am pretty hungry, Itachi says, releasing his grip on his brother. Let us go see if dinner is done. Madara lets out a little sigh. All right, he seems tired. Let's go. I'm tired of arguing with you, Itachi. And you, Madara, Itachi says, standing up. He holds a hand out for his brother to take. Madara does, and Itachi pulls him to his feet. Let's stop arguing for a bit, shall we? Madara sighs, but nods. Yes, let's go. As the 2 brothers head to the door, Madara says softly, as if to himself rather than Itachi. You worry me, little brother, you just do. Boy, did Itachi know that. Hi. Itachi pauses, looking around for the person who called out to him. He sees someone wave at him, and it's Hashirama. He's sitting on the meeting building's porch with a bunch of papers sitting around him, scrolls and books too. All of them have something to do with seals. Itachi looks around for a moment, wondering if he should intrude or not, but Hashirama is the one who called out to him, so it should be fine, right? Itachi walks over to him and stops at the edge of the porch, glancing down at the seals. He knows a bit about seals. Ever since Madara picked up on them, he's been learning a bit himself, but unlike most things, seals didn't come as easily, and truthfully, they weren't that interesting to him either. Some things about them he understood right away, but most of the characters himself didn't make any sense. So there is some things in the world that Itachi couldn't just pick it up easily, and Itachi was okay with that. It was relieving to know that not everything would just come to him. He would actually have to work at it. What are you doing? Itachi asks, as if it weren't obvious. Studying seals, Hashirama says, letting out a tired sigh. I'm getting closer to the secrets behind those people, I just know it. But I still have a long way to go before I can find them, I think. How are you going to do it? Itachi asks, glancing down at all the seals and diagrams placed thoughtlessly around him. If there was any sense of order with the way he placed things, it wasn't in a form that Itachi could understand. I've come to learn that any great, skilled seal master leaves behind a signature in each and every seal that he or she does. Even groups are known to do it. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about seals to just know where to find them within the diagram or what they even mean when I find them. I've still got a lot to learn, I think. Hashirama rubs his forehead and sighs. You'll figure it out, Itachi says softly. I believe in you. Hashirama smiles. Thank you, he says, reaching up and rubbing the back of his neck, a blush coloring his cheeks. I'm going to keep working hard. Don't worry about that. I'm just not getting as far as I would like as quick as I would like. That's all. Hashirama takes a moment to look around at the scattered papers, books, and scrolls. He lets out another sigh. You're too hard on yourself, Itachi says softly. He looks down at the seal workings around the Senju clan leader. He takes a moment to make a little space for him to sit before looking back over at Hashirama. I know how hard you're working, Hashirama. It's all right. If anyone can figure this out, I have faith that it'll be you. There is no need to worry too much. Our saving grace may be that they have no idea that we are looking for them. If that is the case, Hashirama nods slowly. Then we have time. Hashirama smiles thinly. Thanks, I think I needed that. I've just been working kinda hard trying to get our village on its feet while making sure that I don't forget about Kawarama or Maroom. They don't deserve to be forgotten, and it's reprehensible that they spent so long without justice. Perhaps I'm wearing myself a bit thin, Hashirama says softly, looking a hell of a lot more tired now than he did a moment ago. He wasn't lying. He really was working himself hard. You are doing fine, Itachi says, nodding once, more to himself than to Hashirama. Don't be too hard on yourself. Hashirama's smile broadens a bit. Thank you for that. So what about you? What are you doing right now? Itachi shakes his head. Nothing really, he admits. I actually just got back from a mission a few minutes ago and brought the payment to Tobarama. He says that we are doing good money-wise, and if we continue at this rate, you might actually get the wall you want to surround the village. Hashirama's face breaks out into a huge smile. No kidding? He really said that. All the stress that was etching onto his face disappears in an instant. That would be great. We have a lot of natural defenses here with the large mountain at our back. But I believe it's necessary to build another barrier on the other side to better ensure our safety. Itachi nods. That's what Tobarama was telling me. They sit in silence for a moment before Hashirama tentatively speaks up. The mission you were on, was it from Geomusama? Itachi looks at him curiously. No, but so what if it was? Hashirama smiles thinly. No, nothing. I'm just not sure how I feel about him, is all. I have to agree with Madara that maybe a bit of distance between the two of you would be okay. Itachi rolls his eyes. So you, Madara, and Izuna have said many times. I understand that the situation makes you all uncomfortable, but it's really not nearly as big of a deal as you all seem to think it is. Don't tell me that sex is something that can only be done with the person that you love. My brother has already proven that that is not the case. Izuna, not Madara. Izuna will have sex with anything with a pair of breasts. Madara, well, he's got a bit more common sense, but I've seen him sneak out at night and return in the wee hours of the morning. He's just smart enough not to leave a literal trail of women in his wake. Hashirama shakes his head. No, that's not what I'm saying at all, Itachi. In just a few short days, you will be a legal adult. You have the right to make whatever choices you want to make. Thankfully, in shinobi culture, it's not frowned upon for a man to share his bed with another man or a woman to share her bed with another woman. But not everyone is as open-minded. Itachi crosses his arms over his chest. Then why are all of you giving me a hard time this? Hashirama sighs. It's not the prospect of you being with a man, Hashirama says tentatively. Well, maybe a bit of that is for Madara and Izuna, but that's just big brothers being big brothers. But it's like you are willing to give up your body for the sake of our village, our dream. It's unfair for you to have to sacrifice yourself in such a way for that. It's one thing to have sex with someone because you want to, and an entirely different thing to have sex with someone because you were forced to. I think that is the core of where all of our protest comes from. Itachi turns away for a moment to stare out over their little village, watching as people walk by, stopping for just a moment to speak with one another, before moving on with their day. It was early evening and the world was starting to cool down as night began to draw near. Itachi stands up, stepping onto the porch and leaning down close to Hashirama, able to look right into his curious brown eyes. So, if I was interested in having sex with a man, then no one would really protest to my wishes. Itachi says softly, long thin black lashes drooping low over his pitch-black eyes. Interesting. With that, Itachi straightens up and turns back around, heading back toward the man street to head home. He brings up a hand to wave goodbye without looking back, leaving a stunned Hashirama in his wake. And that's a wrap on part 9, folks. If you haven't seen the earlier parts yet, make sure to visit the playlist. A huge shout out to the author. Don't forget to show your support. I'll be back soon. Thanks for tuning in.